Hello, I'm Tripwire and welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. On the last episode, we finished up Sen's Fortress for the most part. We didn't do exactly every little thing there is to do. I didn't unlock the shortcut. There's also a vendor over there. That's actually the tower where you get the key for the shortcut. I was thinking earlier this evening when I was at work that I might do like a wrap-up episode after I've finished everything there is to do in the main story and go back and show off these little side things that I didn't do. I'm not sure. I might ask for some advice from a friend what he thinks, because I feel like, you know, the fact that this vendor is here is much more pertinent to show now, especially if people are playing along. But I think one way or the other, it's not super consequential, but I'll probably have a wrap-up episode showing some side stuff, or a wrap-up section, might not even be like a full episode, showing some side stuff that I didn't do along the way, just because I didn't want to spend time on it. I think you can actually see, is it the head of the giant down there? You have to go through an illusory wall to get to where he is. Yeah, I think it's him. So, if you'll remember on the last episode, I said that I was going to backtrack to Andre and upgrade the Claymore a little bit more before tackling Anne Orlando. I quickly realized that that's stupid, and there's no reason for me to do that, because for one thing, going backwards through Sen's Fortress is somehow worse than coming up the normal way, just because I'm not used to it. Dealing with the obstacles again, but in reverse order, like coming from the opposite direction. I don't know, there's something uncomfortable about it, and I don't have the shortcut unlocked. And also there's another blacksmith that we're going to get to in Orlando. So I won't be able to upgrade my Claymore before doing any of it, but I will be able to upgrade my Claymore before the boss at least. So that's good enough for me. So that's why I haven't actually moved from this spot. I started to leave and then I was like, this is dumb. So this is what happens when you touch the Ring of Light. Doesn't seem like the kind of thing you'd want to happen to you. Even if it's beneficial in the long term, this looks fucking terrifying. I haven't actually watched... Ooh. Look at Anne Orlando. It's fucking gorgeous. I haven't actually watched any of these cutscenes in a long time, because you can skip all the cutscenes in this game, and normally for the sake of time I do that. I haven't actually watched this in ages. Man. They sure do make Anne Orlando look gorgeous, huh? Here we are, Anne Orlando, City of the Gods. So it's actually pretty cool that as soon as you get dropped, you have this just beautiful view with buildings stretching all the way to the horizon. And you can immediately see our ultimate goal in the distance there. That big old chapel is our goal. That huge door up that staircase, that's where we're trying to get to. It's a little bit roundabout the route we have to take to get there, but we'll get there in due time. So also I apologize, I'm a sleepy boy today. I was exhausted last night for some reason. I overslept this morning. Well, I say morning, it wasn't morning, I work second shift. So because I work second shift, I wasn't late for work or anything like that. I usually have a couple hours to just chill before my shift starts, but I slept a lot more than I meant to, and I'm still tired. I've just been tired all day. Excuse. So, oh wow, you can even look down and get a glimpse of that gargoyle already. Jeez, the things you notice if you're paying attention. Yeah, Anne Orlando is a cool place. For a lot of people, this could be a point they get stuck on for a while. There's a couple different things in Anne Orlando that are very, very difficult for a first-time player. One is the Silver Knight Archers, one is the boss fight. So, these are the Royal Guards. Don't make the mistake of thinking they're neutral, because they are not. It's just you have to get pretty close for them to aggro. But if I get close enough, he will aggro. And if we look left, there's two more Royal Guards. There's a chest back there. So these guys can be kind of a pain in the ass. Mostly because of that shield. A lot of the time you're gonna do an attack, and the hitbox on their shield is extremely generous. So a lot of the time you're gonna hit their shield and do no damage, even if it looks like you should have hit them. It can be frustrating. And also they're very large, so they knock you over. No thank you. The shockwave from when he slams the shield down, by the way, is huge, so be careful of that. Steer very clear of that. Also, if you've just arrived in Enrolanda for the first time, don't do what I'm doing. Don't be fucking around with these guys. We're gonna just go straight for the bonfire, like we should do. So, big open area, you can see some more of the sentinels across the way, or guards, whatever you want to call them. I think they're called royal sentinels. Maybe just sentinels. Because there's different versions of them in the chapel. Maybe those are the royal ones. Anyway, take a left, and we've got a bonfire, and as you can see from it, it's also a kindled bonfire, aka Bonfire Keeper's bonfire. The bonfire keeper in question is just chilling against the wall here.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anorlando, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
Cool, thanks. So we can reinforce Estes with her just because she is a bonfire keeper as well. We don't have any souls at the moment though. So we're gonna go ahead and rest, and oh yeah, we got lots of souls to play with now. Let's go ahead and go down the old strength route, because I said I was gonna be going strength this build. So did we grab? We grabbed the Zweihander. Okay, so the Zweihander is actually what we should be rolling with, probably, considering I'm going strength and my strength is so much higher. We've invested in the Claymore, so I'm going to stick with the Claymore for a bit longer. Maybe off camera I'll do some soul slash upgrade material farming and bring a strength weapon up to snuff here. My train of thought with that was that, for one thing, do we have any good strength weapons yet? The answer is yes. The Zweihander is a good strength weapon that you get right at the beginning of the game. My other thought was, you get a lot of good strength weapons typically a little bit later in the playthrough. Like, the Great Axe is viable, but I don't like the moveset or the range on it. The Dragon King Great Axe requires 50 freaking strength to wield, which we do not have. But look at that thing. If we were strong enough, that would be pretty silly to use. But anyway, I also do want to display the fact that you can get through this game if you know what you're doing with any weapon. You don't need to use a really strong weapon. You don't need to go really hard on dex or really hard on strength. You can do quality and do both. It comes down to knowledge of enemy attacks and using your iframes effectively. And you can get through this weapon, I told you I was tired. You can get through this game with anything. The Claymore, you access early, and it's got a good moveset, and we're a pretty good ways into the story by now. Are you guys going to do anything, or are we just the conga line? I don't want to fight you both. Yeah, back up. Yeah, back up now. So that's a good attack because I spin, you see, and my sword hits. Look at that shockwave, dude! Baloney. I spin and I hit the left side of his hitbox, so I don't get stuck on his shield. Of course, when you're fighting both of them at the same time, it's a little more complicated. This is not going to hit. What am I doing? Yeah, 0 damage because their shield blocks all damage. Uh-oh. No, thank you. It'd be awesome if, like, you guys could fuck off. This was a mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake. The fact that I aggroed them together was the bad part. I really didn't mean to. Uh-oh. There's no way in good gosh darn heck that hit me. Like, it's actually not possible that hit me. You were past me and facing away from me, and I would like to speak to your manager, frankly. If we're gonna be candid here, I think you cheated, and I don't appreciate it. Like, why didn't that hit me? They were both about as accurate. Whatever, I'm being a whiner. Blah blah blah. I missed. All right, cool. So on this side we've got one chest. It is not a mimic, and I believe it contains a... Is this a Titanite chunk, or is this a Twinkling Titanite? Oh, it's a Demon Titanite. I was wrong. So again, Demon Titanite only used on boss weaponry, nothing else. And I don't believe we're going with any boss weapons this playthrough. So that's another point, is you can use the boss souls however you see fit. If you want to save them and check out what cool weapons you can get from them, then by all means, if you want to consume them and just spend the souls on upgrades, do that too. You can do whatever you want. And just because you beat the game doesn't mean the game's over. As soon as you beat a playthrough, it goes immediately into New Game Plus, and you can do it all over again. So it's not like you only have one opportunity. Plus, once you've gotten the hang of the game, if you don't want to go into New Game Plus and have things be stronger, you can just start a new character and experiment with it then. So on that topic, though, this is also the location where you need to go if you want to use a boss soul to turn it into a weapon. The blacksmith in Anne Orlando is the only one that can create boss weaponry. Alright, so we'll deal with one more of these bitches. And you may have noticed that behind this guy are two chests, and they are different colors. And I made a point of pointing out how the chest across the way is not a mimic, so I'm betting that you guys are smart enough to realize that one of these ones is a mimic. And it is the silver one. The one that looks way different from the others so far is the mimic. Shocker. It's weird because some of the time See, I dodged, but the shockwave radius and the shockwave duration on that attack is very generous. I didn't dodge in time there. So getting hit by that shield bash is pretty easy. But yeah, some of the time, like, I'm trying to think, this might be the only time, but in this instance, it's very easy to tell which one's the mimic, but I feel like every other mimic in the game is harder to tell than this. I don't know, it's weird. And this is the Twinkling Titanite I was thinking of. So I'm not going to show you what happens if you open the chest. It grabs you and it eats your head until you die. So I'm just going to fight it. It's got a lot of health. Our weapon is not super upgraded. I'm going to show you that fighting these guys kind of sucks. They're very lanky, as you can see. They look ridiculous. And they're pretty agile. They can still grab you if you let them. I'm not going to let him. But they do still have a grab attack when they're out of their chest form. Alright, and when you kill them, you get the drop that was inside them. Crystal Halberd. Again, the crystal weapons are very strong base damage, low durability. But if you've come this far, if you've struggled through the game to this point, but you don't have a decent weapon, and you don't have enough souls or any upgrade materials to upgrade another weapon, you can just switch to the Crystal Halberd, and it'll do pretty good damage for you at this point in the game. Alright, we'll level up Endurance, and we'll move along now. Man, this episode is already long, and I've accomplished roughly nothing. We came from right up there, and we're right down here. So anyway, when you're ready to proceed, go forward from the bonfire room and step on this elevator. That from now on will just move up and down regardless of whether you're there or not. It's a mechanic I actually don't like. Every other elevator in the game you have control over. You either step on the button to make it go down, or you pull a lever to bring it back. And the elevators specifically here in Anne Orlando move on their own here and inside the chapel, and I don't like that because then you just spend time waiting for it to return. Alright, so you see a gargoyle. This guy aggroes from really far away. He's roughly the same as the gargoyles you fought. Hey, look. So you chop off his tail, he gets mad, you get the Gargoyle Tail Axe. This guy, I believe, can breathe lightning. Can he breathe lightning? I think so. This one's a little bit harder to fight or to kill than the bosses, which makes sense because this is much further in the game. And that 1 point of endurance I just spent souls on give us our light roll back, which is fucking awesome. So anyway, if you are heading toward the chapel, which is dead ahead, you may notice that the path here just ends. And there's a platform down there. And you can see how it connects to that walkway up there, and it's like, oh, well, if only it was down here instead. So we got to find a way to make it down here instead. So before we go the intended route, I am going to show you that if you drop down over the side here, there's an item around this back corner. I think it's just this whole item. I don't usually grab it. Oh, it's in a chest. Maybe it's not. I don't remember. Oh, it's another Demon Titanite. I legitimately forget about that item a lot of the time. So then you can't climb back up, but you can go under here to the opposite side. And the way that you have to proceed is by going up into this chapel or whatever via this buttress. And it's precarious, so be careful. And then you can see there's a broken window here. So we jump down and head on through here. And so across the way we can see an NPC, which is an enemy called a Painting Guardian. They're pretty annoying, and you're going to get ambushed by another one as soon as you walk through here. He's going to drop from above. So be ready for that, and just kill him. They aggro from pretty far away, at least these ones do. They throw throwing knives. They have quick attacks. I think they can inflict bleed? I don't remember. Not if they're dead, they can't, so that's good. So here's an area where I highly recommend that you have a bow. I guess there are 3 places that could make you rage quit in Anor Londo. This is number 1. So the only way across is the rafters. This is very, very precarious. It's rough, and you have to fight 3 Painting Guardians along the way. But if you have a bow, you only have to fight 1, and I'll show you why. So we're gonna aggro this guy because this one you basically just have to fight. So don't be shy. Oh no! Whoa. So that was incredibly unlucky. I actually hit him with my weapon, but we traded, and my stagger carried me just far back enough that I fell off. That is, honestly, that's pretty BS. I'm upset about that. I should have done a running attack and just hit him first. I could have sworn I'd be far enough away from the edge. So anyway, we just gotta backtrack over there from the bonfire. And I'll show you. Let me equip the bow. Short bow. I'll show you why a bow comes in so handy. Yeah, back to mid-roll since I equipped the bow. That's fine. Temporary. The gargoyle does not respawn, by the way, so that's good. You don't got to deal with him every time. So just come down here, and we'll make our way back up to this stupid building full of stupid stuff and stupid things and broken hopes and dreams and painting guardians that I hate. Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. So I actually one-shot this guy because he just finished falling, so I think he's more vulnerable. So you can actually shoot this first one with an arrow and aggro him from further away and hope that he'll come to you, but because they can throw throwing knives, I don't know that he'll actually come all the way down to fight you fairly. So I just try to get to this one as quickly as I can, avoiding the throwing knives, avoiding death by falling. If we get to the middle here, it's a little bit safer. There we go. And also I just hit the chain holding up the chandelier. So the chandelier has fallen, and we can now, once we're on the ground floor later on, we can pick up the item. So now here's why you want to have a bow. So switch to your bow. And the aiming in Dark Souls 1 with the bow is a little different from what you'd think. And it also depends on which bow you're using. It's a bit more straight on with these bows. If you use a composite bow, it's a little bit off. But anyway, aim for this guy's head. So close. So close. Boom. He just gets knocked right to his death. And this guy, you can also... I don't know the exact positioning, I never memorized it, but you can get his attention. If you do it right, you can actually make this guy walk right off the fucking edge to his death. But as a backup, you can also make him curious enough to go investigate, and he'll go down the ladder, and then you won't have to deal with him up on the rafters. Let's see what happens. Okay, so far nothing's happening. Again, I don't remember the positioning. I never learned it. He's all like, what? If I hit him with the arrow, he's probably going to come after us. I wonder if it's higher. Like somewhere you can't get to. Oh, he's walking. Oh, he's walking. It's so close. Oh, he's walking. He's got to walk left, though. Oh, come on, man. This is something I should have done on one of my other characters before. Wasting your guys' time watching this guy walk into a wall. Alright, he turned above his head to the left. Alright, now he's going to go down the ladder. I think he is. Alright, cool. So, now you can take your nice, sweet time. You don't have to run if you're not comfortable running. And for a swag strat, you can just sprint like this and jump off to the side. I wouldn't recommend that if you're new to the game you do that. Definitely don't do that. Hey, bud. You want to come down here? Bye. But yeah, you can distract them with arrows. You can just straight up knock the second guy off with arrows. Highly, highly recommend you have a bow for this section. So, take a right, go through the fog. If you go down these stairs right here, there's just another painting guardian waiting for you. Try to lure him up here. And I don't remember if this leads to anything. I was gonna say, it leads to nothing, I'm pretty sure, because you can't get down to the ground floor from here. Alright, yeah, I was right. So you don't need to bother with this guy. I guess it's just an ambush, but you have to get pretty close for him to aggro. So anyway, we are now on this spinning platform that we saw earlier. So we came from down there. And the chapel's that way. And there's this lever here, so we want to adjust this platform so that it can be a bridge for us. So hit the lever and give it a push. We're going to get a cutscene of it moving. And then we're going to have to deal with a second gargoyle. There's the gargoyle. One thing you can do is wait for him to fall like that. Okay. And then you can do a plunging attack. These guys are pretty strong, so not like you're just gonna one-shot them like that, but do it again. Or I can totally miss and his tail can hit me on the way down again. Oh no. Holy fuck, that hit me? Uh-oh. He can breathe lightning, I was right. That attack should not have hit me, by the way. I don't actually understand. Bro. Quit flying, you fucking asshole. Like, I'm just trying to live my life, dude. Alright, cool. Got some gargoyle items. So, you can actually move this platform again, making it so that it comes out down there, and that will give you access to the bottom floor. And it'll also give you access to a tomb at the very bottom of the staircase. We're not going to mess with that right now, though. Instead, we are going to go straight across and take on our next challenge, aka the thing that is most likely to make you rage quit Anor Londo. And no, I'm not exaggerating. It's rough. So you come on up these stairs, and there's a couple more of these sentinel guys, one on each side. You don't need to fight them. The only way forward for right now is through that door on the right, because the ginormous gate is locked. No, thank you. No, thank you. I didn't actually do any damage to him because of his shield. The hitbox on his shield is bullshit. There we go. And we staggered him, and he's dead. We don't gotta worry about the guy on the left. He's not in our way. So we'll just head on over to the right. He's watching us, but he's not aggroing. So, here we are. This over here is a dead end. The door we can't interact with. So our only way to go is down into some waiting Batwing Demons. Now these Batwing Demons are the same types of creatures that brought us here. I don't know that it's ever explained why every Batwing Demon you encounter in game is hostile to you, but Some of them were nice enough to bring you from Sen's Fortress to Anor Londo and back anytime you want. It's kind of weird. But again, have your bow equipped because these guys are very, very staggerable, and they move backwards far more than other enemies do when they get staggered. So this guy, shoot with 1 arrow. Boom, he's gone. This guy, 2 arrows. If you don't miss. If you miss, it's definitely more. If you miss, it's like a lifetime of hardships. There you go. If you hit the 2 quick enough, that won't happen. And then this one on the back side, same deal. Couple arrows, no big deal, and they're gone. So they like to hop into the air. They have great range with their lightning spears, the demon spears, and they can also shoot lightning bolts at you. So dealing with them up close isn't great. It's also not great if you have a short range melee weapon, because when you hit them, you know, they move backwards so far because they just get pushed so easily that your follow-up attack might miss just because they moved so much when you hit them first. But anyway, we're gonna have to cut the episode because this next section is not gonna be necessarily a one and done. Like I'm very consistent at it, but it can still sometimes go horribly wrong. And also I want to explain what's going on and what you should do. This episode's already long enough, so I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.